Does your child struggle to touch their toes? Playing with the feet and the toes is such an important milestone. The brain needs all of that rich information of where their feet are in space, how their feet are attached to everything, how to shift body weight in space. So their brains can piece all of this rich information into larger milestones and larger milestones and larger milestones. If your child struggles to touch their toes or reach their toes in this position, it often has very little to do with the leg or the feet and almost everything to do with the pelvis. If your child is having a hard time touching their toes in this position, it's almost the same movement as struggling to put your shoes on in this position. If you have a hard time putting your shoes on, it's not because your leg's not flexible. It's probably because you're not moving your pelvis. You can think of your pelvis like a ball that can roll forward and backward, forward and backward. The more freedom of movement you have in your pelvis, the more freedom of movement you have to bring your leg up even higher. So if your brain is able to roll your pelvis with a lot of freedom, you're going to have a lot of freedom to make this movement easier. And it's exactly the same movement as this here lying on my back. So if I have a hard time reaching my feet, often it's not because I don't have flexibility in my leg. It's often because my pelvis isn't rolling. So if I can think of my pelvis like a ball that can roll, and my brain can piece together the pieces of the rolling pelvis with bringing up my leg, all of a sudden, I can reach my feet so much easier. So if your child is struggling to reach their feet and explore their feet, stretching isn't the answer. The answer lies in how much freedom of movement does their pelvis have? Does their brain know that their pelvis can roll up and down like a ball? Better movement in the pelvis, better movement in the legs equals better movement in the larger milestones such as standing and walking. It's very hard to learn how to walk and learn how to come up into standing if your pelvis doesn't move. So before your child can learn those larger milestones of standing and walking, their brains have to explore all of the wonderful ways the pelvis can roll. And that's what's inside the Mindful Movement program, our guided videos showing you exactly how to explore that rolling of the pelvis with your child through safe, gentle, and respectful movements. So your child has a rich source of information of all the tiny little micro movements that their brain needs to piece together those larger milestones and those larger milestones. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.